Thursday today because I was in the middle of transitioning some things. So thank you so much for joining me today. Sorry about the date switch, but I'm glad to see you. Hello, I hope you're having a wonderful day and looking forward to having a 3-day weekend upcoming with, hello Michelle, with the upcoming holiday. So I hope whatever you're doing, you have a great upcoming weekend. I thought it would be fun to design a necklace around this beautiful, hello cat, peacock lampwork bead pendant. Now I've been eyeing this myself for a little while. I think it's really pretty with the blues and the peacock design and the greens. And I thought it'd be fun to mix some stones or some Czech glass with it and just develop a necklace. So we're gonna design on the fly together today with some wire and some spacer beads and some Czech glass. And I'm throwing a little bit of lapis in there for the blue. Hello, Tanya. And I just thought it'd be great to have fun experimenting with you, designing a necklace around this beautiful glass bead. Hello, Paulette. Yes, the weather on the East Coast is crazy right now. We've been having so much rain and hail and all kinds of stuff, huh, Paulette? Hello, Laura. Hello, Sarah. It does kind of look like a mermaid. Let's do an up close again. It's a beautiful bead. I love it. It's so pretty. The color in this is very rich. It's beautiful. I love it. Hello, Hazel. How are you? I'm so glad you guys came to see me today. I know you've already watched a show earlier today. So thank you for making time for me in your space as well. I really appreciate it. Hello, Denise. Hi, Daisy. How are you? That's so great. Hi, BJ. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm almost done unpacking. Now I have to get like a couch. So like I'm piecing it together all the time. Hi, Bobby. I love being on the East Coast. It's so great over here. I'm excited to start some new adventures over here with everybody. Hello, Teresa. So we're going to have fun designing the necklace today. I'm going to flip my camera around. And again, we're doing it on the fly. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate it. So I'm like, not sure what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to throw beads together and we'll just have fun experimenting. Like if you grab the lampwork bead, this guy again, grab your own beads, you know, you can do your own pattern or you can copy mine. Like we'll just have fun experimenting together. So I'm going to flip the camera around. We're going to get started. Let's have fun. Yay. And you can see my kitty sitting in the window. There she is. I'm going to say hi, Luna. She loves beading as well and participating with you guys. She's sitting right there. Hi, Tina. So she's so cute. She's loving these big windowsills. Okay, so I'm going to flip my camera around and we are going to have fun experimenting. So here's a close-up again of this guy. Ooh, I need to turn the light on. It's kind of dark. I had so much light in here earlier. It was super sunny. And I thought, oh, it's going to be too much light. And of course, now the clouds have rolled in. And now it's like not bright enough. Because, you know, that's how it works, right? All right, I'm going to plug my light in here. Okay. Let's rock and roll with some light. Okay, cool. That's definitely a lot better. I'm glad you're here and you're able to make it, Hannah. That's awesome. Hello, Patricia. Okay, so we're working with this beautiful bead today. And there's, you know, dark blue, a really pretty like apatite blue, and a little bit of like a yellow and some green. So the first thing I did is I pulled out some apatite I've gotten previously from Art Beads. I thought the different shades of blue really complement this as well. And then I was trying to pull out some Czech glass that I had. So I was looking for colors that are, you know, kind of green with a little bit of the same shade green as the peacock. And then also I want to have a neutral color. So I love these melon beads from artbeads.com. That is cute, Daisy. You have a kitty assistant. Oh, that's awesome. And also it matches the glass. So this is a creamy based glass around the peacock. So I wanted to bring out some of the cream as well. So I thought this would be a great staple. And then I found these. So these literally are, excuse me, sorry, a peacock glass. So they're like really shiny, shimmery, and they have a blue and a green tint to them. Now, I don't know if you want to use them or not, but I thought it might be kind of fun if we could put them in there somewhere just because of the color is very similar, but if it doesn't work out, that's okay too. So I really also wanted to bring out, hello Monty, some of the dark blue in here. And I wasn't quite sure how to do that. I was like, do I want glass? Do I want stone? So I kind of pulled out some of my own lapis stash just to kind of add a little bit of a dark blue. So if you have any dark blue, or if you're looking on artbeads.com for a blue glass, I would go with like a really pretty dark blue. It's kind of a lapis color. Oh, that's great, Daisy. That's awesome. Oh, are they your favorite? Yeah, I love them. I love these type of flower beads. These are great. You can use them for so many different kinds of projects, like earrings, especially. They're amazing to use with earrings. Put a couple bead caps on there and wire wrap, and you're like good to go. So I'm erring on the side that everyone knows how to crimp. Yes, but just in case you don't, I still like to go over it one more time, because it's always good to have a slight refresher. So I'm using a number 1 bead-along crimp and a wire guard or wire protector. And the reason why I like to use these is because how many of these beads do you get on a strand? I can count them really quick. Okay, so here's 10, maybe 30. It might look small, but you get a lot of beads on there. And so I take the wire and I'm going to slide it through one half of the wire guard or wire protector and back through the top like this, and back through the number 1 crimp bead. And it's going to look like this. And then I pull down to tighten the wire on. And then I'm going to use my like tools here and just pinch the base together a little bit and pull out my crimping. Oh Lord, where did they go? Uh-oh. So this is where you pull out a crimping tube that looks like this one, but it's smaller. These are for the big, like 3/4, which I need a smaller one. Where did we go? This one is too small, but you know, we're gonna have to make it work. So pretending this is the right size, you wanna start with the back and crimp down, and then rotate it around and crimp with the front part of the tools down again. And you'll have this fun little hamburger look on your crimp. Oh, it did work. Fabulous. You'll have this fun little hamburger look. That shows you've properly crimped your wire down, and it should be tight enough to hold everything, and you're good to go. And then I cut down my excess wire a little bit and grab my crimp cover, which, oh no, it looks like I'm out of them. You know what? I just need to go on a shopping spree. Who else does? And just buy a whole bunch of bead supplies. Wouldn't that be fun? Yes. Get like huge Amazon truck out front full of bead supplies and be like, okay, now I can make some jewelry, because we all need to have a million bead supplies. All right, I'm just going to have to borrow a different color. All right, so I'm going to like mix metal. That's okay, because most people can't tell anyways. I have to use a copper crimp cover for this guy. Oh, thanks, Ruth Alice. I really appreciate it. It's okay if you need to pop in and out. I have the crimper tool set. You know what? I just need to remember that and pull it out for next time. So it's in my, I have that. I just forgot I had that. Until I read your note. Then I remember I have it. That's funny. Okay, so I have my wire ready to go at one end. I have my crimp, the crimp cover, and the wire guard. And I use wire guards too, just because it helps keep the wire from fraying, and it helps keep it loose. Like if you use a jump ring for your lobster clasp, it's going to rotate around and be a lot smoother instead of just raw wire onto a jump ring, for example, and it holds it and stays really strong. So I really appreciate wire guards. Okay, so yeah, I think it's long enough. So let's have a good time figuring out what we're going to do, because I have no idea. So the first thing we got to do, actually thinking about it, is we got to add wire to our pendant so we know what we're doing with it. So I'm using 22 gauge artistic brand wire in antique brass color. or I call it bronze, although it's not called bronze. That's just what I do, because to me it looks like bronze, but to them it's antique brass, and I need to stop calling it bronze, but it looks like bronze to me. And I use 22 gauge because it is thick enough to support the pendant. It's also easy enough to move your wire around and do what you need to do without it being too difficult to maneuver with. You can also use 20 gauge if you want. You just want to double check the pre-drilled hole. Sometimes ceramic holes are larger or smaller. You just want to make sure you have the right gauge wire to fit through the hole. If they're too large, I like to use a spacer bead at some point at the bottom so it doesn't fall through and the wire doesn't go all the way through the center and fall out. So I'm going to do a little test run here. Nope, it's going to hold. Sweet. All right, so there's a bottom. And I'm going to wire up the top and add a loop so I can turn this into a pendant for the necklace. So just kind of go around a few times. Whee! Just wire up a really pretty loop at the top. And sometimes if it's a really big hole, I like to just add more wire, just make it look chunky, maybe a little messy and fun, but also the wire won't slip back through the middle of the pendant and get lost in the center. And then your necklace is wonky. Oh, it's off the top of the screen. Okay, thank you. Okay, so gonna pinch this down a little bit, and we have a really fun messy wire wrap for the top of our pendant, like so. We do this one. Awesome, there we go. So we have a loop at the top, and depending on how you want your wire to go when you're stringing, you probably want to go this way. So this part's done. Now, if you want to build your necklace, sometimes like I do this, I put it on the wire first before I add, my crimp and everything, and I build out from it. It just depends on what you want to do. But since I already added this on the end, I'm just going to bead and then add this in the center. So I'm just going to pick some glass here that I have to kind of incorporate the colors from the peacock pendant. And I'm not sure which order I'm going to do them in. We're just going to have fun figuring that out today. Oh, thanks, Michelle. I appreciate it. So I was going to use 11O seed beads with this, but I am out, so I need to buy some. So instead, I'm going to be using a similar color of a fire polish glass, which you can also sub in, like the 3mm fire polish glass. I'm using a pyrite type color, so it's kind of a goldish brown. That way it matches the wire as well as the undertones of the peacock has a little bit of a darker shade to it. So I thought you could use silver or you could use bronze and it would match really well. So I want to mix up colors between the blues and the staple of the glass. I'm not going to incorporate any of the lime green or the yellow. Although you could, I think it would be really pretty. I just don't have the right color of lime green to do that. So I'm just going to kind of skip it today. So I'm just going to pick up some beads. Thank you so much, Michelle. I really appreciate it. And just add them on there, even though they might not have a specific like order or anything. We're just going to grab some beads from our allotment here. And actually, it's too big. I don't like it. Okay, you might want to use a 3mm fire polish, but I feel like it's too big with this size of stones. So I'm going to use something smaller. There we go. I personally like to use spacer beads that are an appropriate size so they don't consume the bead itself by being too large of a spacer bead. I like them to be on the tiny bit smaller so that way they sit really well and comfortably. Okay, so I'm using 11O seed beads in a gold or a bronze color. I don't have a true bronze, so I'm just kind of using this one to get a seed bead on there. And I'm just going to blend in the apatite as well. The apatite is really pretty stone, and the colors are very similar to the peacock on the glass, as well as the entire concept of peacocks. It looks like a peacock color. So I'm just going to add beads as I go and see what looks good. That's actually really pretty. So you can add bead caps if you have them. You could also do a really pretty multi-layer necklace with this one. Let's say you wanted to just have one strand of the necklace be a darker bead, and then you could have 2 other strands with your pendant hanging. So there's like a lot you could do with this pendant, I think, especially because it's a slightly larger size. It's a little bit like about the size of a quarter. You could have a lot of fun with it. So I'm just going to mix in a little bit of a lapis here. So I have some dark blue to incorporate with. And as I'm building, I just kind of want to bring the colors of the pendant out and also have a fun texture between the beads. So that way they all kind of mix and match, but they blend together with the color as well. I don't think I like that bead. Yeah, I don't like it. Okay. I don't think I'm going to use these ones. I don't feel like they match very well. They don't have the same kind of oomph. So for this one, today's class is going to be how to make a necklace in less than an hour with a beautiful pendant. So I'm just going to mix and match, like I said, the teal blues, the dark blues, and the cream color together, and just kind of an erroneous pattern here of glass, and then add the pendant in the center. There we go. And I love apatite stone. It's really pretty how it has different colors throughout it. You can have more of a blue, more of a green. It just depends on where the cut is in the stone. But it's a really pretty shade of blue too. And artbeads.com has some pieces of apatite. I double checked before I started the class that it was there. Oh yeah, it's a good idea, Monty. I really appreciate that. That's a great idea. Oh yeah, that's right. It's the same stone. One's just more green and one's more blue. Oh, that's so funny how that works. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the lapis blue shade, they have some of that in glass as well on artbeads.com, is really pretty to kind of blend in with the pendant here. So I'm going to do glass next. And also, if you're just mixing in a couple different beads and glass, it's not going to cost too much to make this necklace. And the beads that are left over, you can turn into a bracelet and have a set, or maybe some earrings. That'd be a lot of fun. And also, if you want to space them out more to get more use out of your stones, you can double up with 2 11-0 seed beads, which gives a little bit more space between the beads and also spreads out your stash a little bit, so you can make a second necklace for something else. Trying to remember where I'm at. Oh, I need to get the cream one on there. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Cream one. I'm using the cream one. The melon here is kind of a stabilizer. So, because there's colors going all the way around, it will kind of just help kind of bring out the other colors and add a nice little color block as well to the wheel. So, and these rondelles are beautiful. They're very pretty teal color with some brown in there. Very pretty. I think they're like the perfect boho teal glass bead. As well as the apatite. Really good cut. It's sparkly. It's really good, pretty shade of blue as well. Okay, and this one. Kind of losing my pattern here. Okay, there we go. And back to a melon. So I'm going to do the pattern of a melon, a spacer bead, which I'm using an 11-0 seed bead, the apatite stone, and then the rondelle glass, and then I'm using a lapis lazuli piece, and then again the 11-0 seed bead, and then going towards the melon again. So I'm gonna have melon, apatite, Czech glass, lapis, melon. And then when I'm done, hello, I can take a picture of this and post it to the Serious Art Beaters group on Facebook, which is where the art beaters post things that they've made, or post any questions that they have for us, or the Art Beads team there as well. Or you just want to show us what you made, because we love to see what you guys have made with their beads. We're all about supporting each other. There we go. There we go. Oh, yes, peacock colors. That's right. I just think peacocks are so pretty. So, really funny story. I went to the zoo with my kids when they were young. This is a little while ago. And I think we're at the Oregon Zoo. And there's a white peacock there. He's a male. and he's beautiful, white feathers, white head, white everything. And he decided that he was my friend and fanned out all of his feathers so I could see how pretty he was. And the kids were like, oh my gosh, the peacock likes you. It was really funny. So he followed the classroom. We were there on a field trip. He followed us around for a little bit up until he got to the gated area and he couldn't go any further. So I've always thought that that's a funny peacock story. Like, I made a friend and he followed us around in the classroom. So you never know. You might go to the zoo and see peacocks and they might like you and want to come home with you. That's a fun story. He was really pretty too. So again, I'm just mixing in an apatite stone and a cream colored melon Czech glass bead and a rondelle teal glass bead, and then a few pockets of lapis in there to bring out the dark blue color. And then the starting point will be the cream color melon. And then you add the stone and rondelle and other stone from there on out, and then back to the melon. I think it's a good, like I said, a good neutral stabilizer in order to kind of anchor the necklace down, and then you can add color in around it. Yes. That's funny. Baby peacocks. Yeah, he was strutting. It's funny. I've never seen a peacock do that. He literally was strutting back and forth like this, like shaking his head, going back and forth, waving his feathers at me. It's hilarious. The kids in the class loved it. I've never seen it before. It was funny. Because I was talking to him, I was like, oh, you're a pretty boy, aren't you? And he just loved it. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so we have the rondelle, and oh, I'm going to pick up a lapis again. So, and then go back around to a melon. So this is actually kind of a fun pattern. It's, you know, not difficult. It's very simple, but it's also colorful, I think, and very pretty. And again, if you want to mix in different colors or different beads so you can have your own texture, I mean, go for it. Use an amazing jewelry crafting imagination and go to artbeads.com and get everything that you need. Hey, Michelle, are we having a sale right now on anything like shipping, or is there anything specific in the store on sale? Because I think I got an email that artbeads.com is having a sale right now on something. I just don't remember what it is. I'm sorry, you guys. I signed up for emails on 2 different email accounts. You'd think I would know better and be like, oh, this is today's sale. Hello, Denise. How are you? Thank you for coming. Glad to see you. And you're never late. We're always happy to see you. We can rewind it and start all over again. Okay, here we go. And I just love apatites. It doesn't seem like it's a very popular stone to me. I don't know why, but I think it's a really beautiful blue, shade of blues. Oh, you know what? Shoot. This one has to be glass. And when you're making this, you want to make sure you follow your own pattern here, because I keep forgetting to put one on there and then I mess up my patterns. Oh, this is actually really pretty. Okay, so this is what I have so far for the pattern. I think it's really colorful and pretty. So I've got the apatite, the lapis, the rondelle, and the melon bead. So these all kind of bring out a peacock color. And then if I'm not sure on the length, I hold it around my neck to kind of tell me, okay, it's about this long on the neck. So I know if I want to keep adding length or pull anything back or just leave it. Or you can take a ruler measurement, but usually since I'm making a necklace for myself, I just kind of go, this is about where I'm looking at. So in between the melon and the lampwork peacock, I'm using 2 seed beads. I'm sliding on the pendant and then 2 more. Hello, Pam. On the other side, and this will anchor down the pendant like so. And I'll hold it in place also. And then the necklace can be built around it. You make sure I have enough wire. The other thing you want to do is make sure you have enough wire when you started it, because you don't want to get to the end and have this problem. So I added more beads on this side so it's nice and long, but now I'm short on this side, unless you don't mind patching it up somewhere. Okay, so I'm just going to have to take some of these beads off because this is not the same length. Just a few. Okay. Go ahead and back it up to the next melon. That should be funny. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to go back up to the next melon because it doesn't need to be that long. And if it does need to be long, you can also add a choker at the back with like chain or something. Okay. And thanks so much for being here, guys, today. I really appreciate it. Hello, Pam. I have one more class with art beads because I accepted another job. So this will be one of my last classes. I will miss seeing you guys. I'm going back into property management, so I'll be in an office. Okay, so I'm really enjoying the classes I have with you guys. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I'm going to go back and add the cream. And we're going to use the cream to kind of anchor it in the center here like this. And then I'm going to build out from there and add the colors. Yay! So I'm going to do lapis. Really want to get that dark blue up in the front too. And then the rondelle. So now we're going to like repeat the pattern going back up the other side with the blue, the rondelle, the apatite, and then our melon bead, and just bead it on there. And then if you have beads left over, you can make some super cute earrings. I know, I'm going to miss seeing you guys. I have next Tuesday, and then I will be starting my job after the holiday. So I was hoping I could do pre-records, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to schedule it all. But I'll still be making jewelry, just differently. Not going away all the way. I'll have the weekends off, for example. All right, so got my blue, this. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go back to the lapis. So again, it's just like repeating the pattern. And yes, I will miss you because doing paperwork will be boring compared to hanging out with you guys making jewelry for reals. Yeah, I'll be doing some real estate. So that has its ups and downs a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to have apatite. And thank you. Appreciate it. I'll be doing YouTube classes still on my channel, I think. Okay, so we got our melon. All right, fun. So I got my pattern going. So here we go. So it looks like this. And then that's a focal point. I think it's fun. It's just super cute necklace. Take you like about an hour to make it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And it's fun. It'll be colorful. Great for summer. Great if you like peacocks. Great if you like the color blue. So I think this would be a lot of fun. And then especially like a blue top or something like that. This is great. So do this. So again, I'm just going to keep repeating the pattern. Oh, you know what I just realized? Oh, shoot. I left out the flowers. Oh, gosh darn. You guys, I left out the flowers. Shoot. I did. We have to have these flowers in here. They're shiny and they're the same color, blue and green, and they make this whole thing. All right, I have to take this apart. We have to add the flowers. Okay, because it's not the same without the flowers. So I'm going to make a mess. Woo. All right, I'm going to leave this and then go down this way. Here we go. We're making a mess. Making messes with jewelry is a lot of fun, though, because that's what we're supposed to do. Okay, have it be creative chaos. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, and you can do whatever you feel happiest with, is take, I'm just throwing beads everywhere, is take, yes, we are at the beginning, yes, with the flower. Okay, so I think I'm going to put the flower around the lapis, because then it kind of looks like the lapis is coming out of the middle of the flower and is a flower. Or we can do it with this one. What do I want to do? Do I want to do that? No, it's too much teal. I kind of like the dark blue because I feel like the teal on teal is a little too much. Of course, you could also mix the apatite in here. Which one looks better? Okay. Oops. Do we like this one? The apatite sitting in the flower is also really pretty. And they have a little bit of a different color change, so that would work. Try it on the melon. Okay, trying it on the melon. Here's the melon. You could use the melon if you want to, too. There's that one. Okay, so I have the flower bead around the lapis, and I'm going to put, How many do I want in there? One or two spacer beads in there because we want to have it sit. No, we're just going to do it. All right, so I'm going to have 111 seed bead in between the stone and the flower here, so it kind of looks like it's sitting like that. And then it adds a little bit more texture and just a little bit more of a color pop too. And if you want to get really creative, you can add multiple. Hey, because there's no rules on these. Actually looks kind of cool adding multiple. I'm going to do that instead. I'm going to do 3 flowers sitting on top of each other with 111 seed bead in between, because this also looks like fun, and you're adding more color too. Stop falling the board, you guys. Sit still. Yeah, it's actually pretty. I like that. Okay. Oh yeah, it's a good idea too. You could put a flower on either side of the lapis. I like that because then it looks like it's a flower petals, and lapis is coming out of the middle. That would also be really creative. They could be like bead caps around the lapis. Okay, so I'm going back to melon and the apatite. And whoops. And the rondelle. And this one. Yeah, that's fun. I like that. Okay, so then we're going to do the flowers again. I'm going to have the flowers like pop up. That way they are going around a stone. If you want to choose the apatite or whichever one you want to work with. And just have them kind of sit like this. I really like nesting flowers together. It's just something I've been doing for a little bit. I think it's a lot of fun. There we go. So here's another idea. That's fun. Looks kind of like this too. And if you can't find these, you can just build the necklace without them. Yeah. Yes, you can center on the wire too. Yep, absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to get cracking on this one. Okay, so the pattern now, if you choose to add the flowers, is a melon, an apatite, and then the rondelle, and then the lapis, and then the flowers. So, okay, so we have this, 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 this. Trying to like hurry up and put it back how it was. This, this, this. And this. All right, fun. Here we go. This is starting to look like something. Okay. Try and catch up on your comments. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one who rips things apart and starts over again. Yeah, no, I do it all the time, especially if I'm not quite sure what I'm doing or designing on the fly like this. Yeah, absolutely. Start something, tear it apart, and creativity sometimes too, once you get going, will get triggered, and then you'll have more ideas on what to do. So then you're like, oh my gosh, my brain's like kicked in. I have so much more to do. I'm going to keep going and mix up the pattern a little bit. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to do okay, so I'm going to do 3 more flowers and then I'm done on this side. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4 flower passes on each side. You also want to make sure you have enough flowers to do that. So 3, 4. Yeah, I have enough. Okay, good. Whew. It's like you want to make sure you have enough flowers because you don't want to go, oh, I'm going to do flower groupings, and then you get to the other side of the necklace and you don't have enough and they're all gone. Because then you have to pull it apart and start all over again. And no one wants to do that. No, we don't. No one wants to have to keep remaking a necklace because then that gets really annoying. Like, I've strung this 5 times. I've had to do that before. String a necklace, take it apart, do it again. It's loads of not fun. Okay, here we go. And flowers going the, oh, wrong way. You also want to make sure, I like the flowers going the opposite from each other. So I'll show you what I mean by that here in a second. So one goes one direction, one goes the other one. Okay. This. And this. Okay. So like, here we go. So where flowers like this around the pendant and they kind of shoot out from it. I think that's really pretty. Okay, cool. And just going to add the pattern back this direction with the lapis and the rondelle. Okay, lapis, rondelle, apatite, and melon. Awesome. And then we're going to do our flowers again. Yeah, I love these flowers. I think they're great for necklaces, earrings, bracelets. You can do so much with them. You can separate them out or have them stack, like I said, into each other for a little bit more flair. There we go. I'm not going to frame the focal with melons. You could. I'm just doing it flowers on this time. I kind of like the flowers. There goes a helicopter out my window. Hello. I'm like pretty close to a couple military bases. That in Washington, D.C. So, you know, we have more helicopters. I keep forgetting that. I go outside. I'm like, oh, there's a military plane. Well, duh. That's because you live by the politicians. Anyways. Yeah, I love the flowers. I think they're so pretty. They really seem to incorporate the the colors of the peacock with that blue-green tint. Very pretty. So here's a close-up of what I have so far. So we have the glass pendant with the flower frame. And then as you're going down, we're going to have like the lapis, or if you want to use a dark blue glass. And then I'm using teal rondelle, and then the apatite and the melon. And I'm just kind of repeating this pattern all the way through the necklace. So you have a nice mixture of blues as well as teal green and the cream color. There we go. I'm going to add more of the flowers again. Like so. Excellent. Okay, and lapis. This one. I hope you guys are also having a great Tuesday. Thank you, Denise. I really appreciate it. Tuesday, that's habit. Thursday. I hope you guys are having a great Thursday, especially going into a long holiday weekend. Okay, got a few more seed beads. All right, I'm almost done. And if you have beads left over, you can make some matching earrings or necklace. That'll be really nice. Okay. This one. Throwing beads everywhere. This one. Okay, so one strand of the flower beads will give you enough to do 3 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sections on each side of your necklace. That's a nice amount of beads from the flower strand. So you can do a lot with those. Like I said, use them all in the necklace or take some out and put them into earrings instead. But it looks like you have a nice amount of beads with that strand, which is great. Because it means you're saving money and you're getting beautiful beads at the same time. Okay, this one. This one. And the apatite. I love this strand of apatite. It's so beautiful. It's a gorgeous stone. Okay, cool. It's beautiful. The other thing I like to do is just line it up to make sure everything matches, either with the bead technique or the sizes, or like I have the same length on each side. So it looks like the necklace is done. So I'm going to wrap this up. Yay! We're going to go ahead and add our crimp to the end and our lobster clasp, and then you'll have a beautiful necklace to wear. Yay! That's exciting. And again, I'm using the #1 crimp from the Bead-ful. I love their crimps. They're fantastic. I'm also using the bead-ful beading wire. Okay, I'm going to pull this up and try to get this cramp tool here. Oh, there we go. Awesome. There we go. Oh, I'm so glad you like the necklace. That's wonderful. Thank you. It's good news. Hopefully you guys can grab some pieces so you can make one for yourself or something like it similar. And I need to get my crimp cover. Here we go. And again, use my crimp cover over the crimps. When I'm crimping, I just gently kind of press it down and then move my tool to kind of round it around. So that way the crimp isn't flat and it's just rounded. And then put on our clasp and we are done. Yay. I'm using 6mm jump rings and bronze and brass, and then a brass lobster clasp. And then throwing the pieces all over the table. Here we go. Awesome. And this guy. Sweet. And close this off. Awesome. It's beautiful. So we have our back here. I'm going to take a picture and I'll post it to the Art Beads Facebook group too. If you're not a part of it, go ahead and join. We like to share things on there and encourage each other. And then here's the focal point. So here's what it looks like up close. There we go. It's beautiful. I love it. I hope you guys are able to grab the glass. That way you can design your own beautiful necklace with it. I'm going to flip the camera around and try it on with you guys. Clean up my mess here. Because I bet it's really pretty. Oh, here we go. We don't need that off camera. Oh, yes. And make sure to complete your order before the end of the show. Thank you so much, Denise. I really appreciate it. Yes, we want you to check out with your artbeads.com order and grab whatever beads you need to make your pretty jewelry. All right, cool. I'm going to pull this up. Okay, this is what it looks like. This direction. Yay. Oops. I sorry, dropped it. That was loud. Here's a close-up of the pendant and the necklace just like that. I'm going to try it on. I bet it's really pretty on too. Thank you, you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, here we go. So this is what it looks like on. See, it's really pretty. So you have like different colors of blue pop in as well as the cream, and it matches this perfectly. Yay. It's beautiful. I hope you guys are able to grab some beads and make your own gorgeous necklace. Here we go. So thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure to have you here. As always, on artbeads.com, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for your support. If you have any questions, reach out to the artbeads.com team. Yeah, it does look good with black, huh? Go ahead and email them, drop on the chat box if you have any questions about anything in your order. And then if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm here for you anytime with any questions you may have about beading. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, and have a great weekend. Enjoy your holiday. Bye, guys. Love you. See you later.